Malcolm Training Tutorials, Arkime Sessions. This is a guide to exploring the Arkime Sessions application and viewing Arkime Session details. In this video, you will learn how to explore the application, how to create new columns in the table, how to view Arkime Session details, and how to export a PCAP file. How to explore the application. Beginning on the Malcolm landing page, click on Arkime. Notice the tab bar at the top. Each tab takes you to a different view within Arkime. This video will focus on the Sessions view. Under the navigation bar, you will find the search query bar and time filter bar. The Arkime Queries and Filters video provides more information on those controls. Below them is the paging bar. In the current results set, the position indicator here shows that this page lists 1 through 50 of about 93,000 sessions from the last hour, out of about 102,000 total events. The bulk of this view consists of a table of Arkime sessions. By default, the sessions are sorted with the most recent connection at the top of the table. The table is customizable. Columns can be added, removed, or reordered.
How to create new columns in the table. To add a column, click Toggle Visible Columns in the upper left-hand corner of the table. The field search bar here can be used to turn any field into a new column in the Sessions table. For example, to add an action column, search event.action. The newly added action column is added to the right side of the table and can then be clicked and dragged to the desired location. To remove a column, click the downwards arrow next to the title and select Hide Column. When a column has been added or removed, select the Save button next to Toggle Visible Columns. Name the current column configuration and push Save. You can return later to the Save button to see and apply past column selections or return to Arkime's defaults. The Sessions table, by default, is sorted by start time. Clicking on any column header changes the sort field. Clicking on that column header again toggles between ascending and descending sort order. The values displayed in the info column vary depending on the type of session that row represents. For example, sessions resulting from a search for HTTP traffic contain a URI field in the info column that is not present for sessions of other protocols. The far left column is protocols. This will show both transport protocols like UDP or TCP, as well as application protocols like DNS or HTTP. The data source column indicates which of Malcolm's network log data sources, Zeek, Suricata, or Arkime, generated that log. The start time and stop time columns mark the beginning and the ending times of the connection.
How to view Arkime session details. In this example, we will be filtering for a session representing a large connection. We will be filtering for a session representing HTTP connection in the search bar. Once the resulting sessions are displayed, an individual session can be opened by clicking the blue plus sign icon on the left of its row. A more granular view of the session will be displayed with the details of all the fields comprising that log. Session details are grouped into a few categories. 1. General. Arkime fields that apply to all connections, for example, source and destination IP addresses and ports. 2. Protocol-specific fields such as HTTP. 3. Malcolm common fields which are similar to and may overlap with the general fields. And 4. Data source protocol-specific fields. For convenience, these can be collapsed by clicking on the arrow on the right side of the category. Each field name and value can be used to create a filter, as described in the Arkime Queries and Filters video. The context menu for a field's value can also be used to pivot to open search dashboards, with a filter already applied for the field value. Similarly, clicking New Sessions tab will take open a new sessions view filtering for that field value. When hovering over the field name, its context menu has the option to export a list of that field's unique values, with or without totals. Multiple sessions can be opened at a time. Select the blue plus sign for one or more sessions of choice to open them. When sessions are opened, a yellow flag will appear near the upper right-hand corner of the screen, which lists the open sessions. From here, the sessions can be sorted, closed individually, or closed all at once.
How to export a PCAP file. Out of Malcolm's 3 data sources, Arkime is the only data source that has the option to export a PCAP file. To see only the Arkime session types, click the View filter with the eyeball icon to the right of the search button. When the drop-down box appears, select Arkime Sessions. When a session for Arkime is opened, additional controls become available for dealing with the raw PCAP or underlying payload that generated that session. Below those controls, the payload itself is displayed. There are 2 sides of the payload, the source bytes on the left and the destination bytes on the right. Hovering over the source and destination payload headers display a visual representation of the entropy or randomness of those bytes, reminiscent of static viewed on an analog television. The Packet Options drop-down menu can be used to adjust how packet payloads are displayed. One useful option is Show Images and Files. When enabled, the payload will be reloaded and the binary data associated with file transfers replaced with hyperlinks to download the files themselves. In this example, we see a PDF file that was transferred from the source to the destination. Clicking on that file will download it to the local system with a .pellet extension. Warning: files embedded in malicious network traffic may contain malware. Care should be taken when downloading files so as not to unintentionally infect your local system. Back at the top of the session, there is the option to download PCAP. Click on it to download the PCAP for that session to your computer. If you have Wireshark installed, you may open the downloaded PCAP file with that program for further analysis. To download the PCAPs of multiple sessions at once, click the Actions menu with the downwards pointing arrow to the right of the search bar, then select Export PCAP, which will expand some new controls for selecting the sessions to be included in the exported file. Open Items will export only sessions that are open in the Sessions table. Visible Items will include all sessions on the current page. Matching Items will export any session that correspond to the current search filters. It's recommended to narrow the search filters as much as possible prior to exporting a PCAP file in order to reduce the load on the Malcolm server and minimize the resulting file size. The file name for the exported PCAP file can also be customized. In this example, we will name the file http://exe_sessions.pcap. Clicking Export PCAP will cause Malcolm to retrieve the relevant packets and combine them into a single PCAP file, downloaded to the local system. If you want to dig deeper into a session's payload, open the session, click the Packet Options drop-down. Then select Open Source Packets or Open Destination Packets with CyberChef. It will open a new tab with the data from the PCAP loaded in. CyberChef is a cyber Swiss Army knife for performing forensics on binary data. To learn more about CyberChef, click About or Support in the upper right-hand corner of that tool.
That concludes the Arkime Sessions video. In this video, we learned how to navigate Arkime Sessions view and its many features. We began with a general overview of how to explore the application, followed by instructions on customizing the session table's columns. Next, we delved into session details to better understand the logs generated by Arkime, Zeek, and Suricata. We wrapped up with a discussion of how to access the underlying full PCAP for Arkime sessions to further analyze network traffic using tools like Wireshark and CyberChef. Check out the description section for links to the Malcolm GitHub site, a Malcolm discussion forum, and more.